So I'd like to share with you my object, and that would be my set of refillable whiteboard markers. Unlike traditional whiteboard markers, like this one, where once you wreck the tip or run out of ink, you have to throw it away, these guys are refillable, which makes them awesome. So I'm just going to open up my case here, and you can see inside that there are 6 markers and 6 ink containers. These whiteboard markers and their ink are equivalent to about 200 to 250 whiteboard markers, which is pretty incredible when we look at or imagine how many whiteboard markers are used per year at a school. So the great thing about these is that you can refill them. So the container or the casing of the pen itself stays the same, and these pens are incredibly 9 years old. So the purple one is the one I use the most. You can see it's a little bit battered. If I open it up, I can show you how I refill them. So I just take the lid off, and you can see the tip is in a little bit of a rough shape. All I do is open it up, and I have actually a fresh tip right there that I could switch it out with. Once this tip stops working, then I can actually insert a brand new tip, which, well, this is actually 2 tips because there are 2 ends. But since I have one end, that's okay. All I'm going to do right now is refill the ink. So I have an ink container here. All I do is drop in about 8 to 10 drops and then stick the lid back on. Give it a shake, and it's ready to go. And I can write a message to you. So that's my refillable whiteboard markers. The great thing about these is that the ink is non-toxic, so there's no smell like the more traditional whiteboard markers that can give you a headache. And since we don't have to throw any of the containers away, then we have very little waste each year. I'm super excited that this year I was able to convince my whole staff to jump on board with these. So we're actually saving thousands of whiteboard markers this year. And this is also a great tool to model to my students how we can make smart choices and choose options that are sustainable. And in this case, it's actually cost effective because this whole container of whiteboard markers, equivalent to 200 to 250, only costs $49. So these whiteboard markers are my favorite thing because of their incredible design for thinking about both sustainability and functionality.